Might be a little late to the party on this one, but it just serves the same purpose. We gotta call out these absolutely ridiculous ads that are coming out right now. And why are they doing this stuff? You guys know, if you've been paying attention to the channel long enough, you know exactly why these companies continue to cater to women, because who controls the purse strings. But I've also seen a heck of a lot of commentary on these two videos. One of them's just absolutely hilarious, and then this one right here. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked at about, 3/4 of the way through the video, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. As somebody who is RP aware, none of this stuff really shocks me at all whatsoever. It's like, oh, okay, no, numbers make sense, but everybody's, oh my god. But maybe we'll play this video. First, I'll give you the setup here. So Dove takes a stand. Dove. This is a soap company, by the way, which is also a part of Unilever, one of the biggest, conglomerate companies that are out there. Upside, Mars, General Mills, all of those big corporations that own a whole bunch of other things. I think under the Unilever banner, it's like Ben and Jerry's and a couple of other, highly processed, middle of the grocery store type food companies. Like, peel the layers back and there's like 6 companies that control everything. But no, okay, so Unilever, which owns Dove, takes a stand against overly sexualized women in video games, which I've been out of the video game scene for quite a long time, just for the better part of a decade at this point in time. And well, you guys are kind of late to the party, because most of the women that are in these video games right now, they really aren't all that attractive. Most of them have been, fairly ugly for a while, and the only ones that are left that are reasonably attractive are turned gay. So, yeah, I don't really know what you're banging on about at this point in time. There's 2 of them maybe that are left. Maybe you can take a look at some fighting games, but from the East, not any ones that are coming out domestically, because they've all been covered up. It's like, okay, the new Mortal Kombat game just got announced, and you could see the model shifts all the way back from the great Mortal Kombat 9 when they first rebooted everything, and then 10 started to get a little bit more conservative in its dress, and then 11 just basically became choose your favorite color burqa, which you don't play those games necessarily to see tits jiggle, but then at the same time, if you're going to have all the gore, all of the ostentatity that is Mortal Kombat, and then you need to cover up because you might offend and you might alert Anita Sarkeesian. What are you guys doing? What are you even doing? Anyways, but yes, so Dove takes a stand. Need to run this back. I keep going off on so many tangents. I'd love to talk about video games. It's just none of them have really piqued my interest. Now we've gotten into the phase where they're just all remaking the games that I didn't really like to begin with. So what is there for me? Nothing. So, oh well, that's fine. Gaming's doing better than ever, apparently. Ugh, but I think mobile's kind of doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So, Epic Games teaming up with Dove about over-sexualized women, okay, in the Unreal Engine. So, you got so these bitches so big now that you need the entire engine to come around to your side, okay? Education team, oh god, so now they're just going to bitch at you in the virtual world. Great, so the guys that were choosing video games to escape from their shitty reality now have to dodge the bitches that are just going to complain to them in VR. Fantastic. And women in games, ugh, eliminating stereotypes and to build young players' self-esteem and body confidence. Yeah, hashtag real beauty, hashtag see it all, hashtag women in gaming. Yo man, I got a pretty discerning taste when it comes to what I believe is attractive in females, and we're not gonna see venture no further if you're looking for attractive women. Yeah, I don't know, you can take a look at, that chick right there, not fantastically, attractive or anything like that, just kind of looks like, somebody's aunt. Now, oh yeah, look at me, I'm staring at myself, and then, yeah, take off your stuff. Like, okay, fantastic. So in order to show that that a company is not wanting to sexualize video game characters anymore, they're going to take off clothes from her. Okay, interesting. Oof. Oof. Okay, Slobocles, the first thing that you do when you get home, you take off all your clothes, which, yeah, of course, it's probably hot. It's probably, like 12 degrees Celsius where you're at, and that armor probably just gets absolutely rancid. Ugh, Lord only knows what that stinks like. But okay, you come home and you immediately, just sit down and relax because being fat is, that energy draining? Okay, cool. Once again, I thought these video game characters were supposed to be aspirational, the peak of human accomplishment or intergalactic accomplishment. Because I seem to remember games where you could play as gods, mythological creatures, anthropomorphic hedgehogs. Like, they were always the idealized person, not a B-tier Walmart golem. Like, okay. Oof. What's with the sad piano music, too? So you were, okay, again, so this just shows you don't need to pay attention to your boss or anything like that. Just go to that multinational corporation that just sees you as a number or something like that, because feminism gave you all that empowerment. You're strong and independent. You don't need no man. Love your curves, girl. You're beautiful the way you are. So you're not going to wear the uniform that you were told to wear and the reason that you got hired for in the first place. Put on the fucking armor, you fat pig. Oh, see? Oh! And then I seen this screen pop up, and everybody was losing their fucking mind. 74% of girls feel underrepresented in games. What do you mean? Whatever do you mean? 74% of women are fat? Yes, those are the stats. Like, I didn't get shocked by this at all, but we'll let the rest of this play out because it just shows just how absolutely atrocious, modern video games, modern entertainment has become. We partnered with Unreal Engine, And no fat bitch. Listen, man. Okay, I used to be a big fat fuck as well, so I know that nobody's fucking jumping like that. Okay, you need to have you need to have an authentic fat bitch to represent yourself in a virtual world. But then you also want all the benefits of a high level of athleticism, what an Olympic level gymnast could bring to the fold. That's not realistic, but you want realism. Oh, this is women thinking. You want the best of both worlds. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Make virtual beauty real. Yeah, but she's not attractive there at all. But yeah, there you can see. That just also shows you that, oof, God. So, okay, the fact of the matter is they also trimmed down the gut on the virtual character there because, rotund McGillicuddy there, had to make, because these people that you see out here, they only know and they can only recognize what they see, in the mirror. They can't write anything else because they don't experience anything else. But when you had that 74% of girls feel underrepresented in video games, where I was like, yeah, no, I pulled the stats. Like, I already knew all that shit. Okay, so got the CDC stats pulled up. So prevalence of overweight, obesity, and severe obesity amongst adults aged 20 and over, United States, 1960 through 1962 through 2017, 2018. They've been updated a little bit to 2021 standards. So the background on that allows you to look at the studies nowadays, and I'm just going to go right down here to the bottom line. Go down to women, okay? You can see that right there. I might be able to enlarge that just a little bit for y'all. There we go. Okay, right there. That makes sense. Okay, so we got women in the 3 categories that are right there. Broken down based on, okay, so this is the way that they assess overweight and obese, okay? And then, yeah, because what do they have? Overweight, obesity, and then severe obesity. If you're severely obese, I would say jump off a bridge, but I wouldn't want to incite a tsunami. That could be against YouTube's policy for, inciting violence against the nation. So all of these numbers, yeah, come from StatsCan. StatsCan is Canadian, because I was looking at the Canadian numbers as well, which, funnily enough, they translate exceedingly well, but we'll talk about that and maybe at another time whenever that's a little bit more relevant. If there's a fat Canadian feminist that say that, let's just call us fat. Well, it's like, well, if you're fat, you're fat. But yeah, this is all... It's kind of based on the imperfect model by using BMI, okay? Calculate your BMI. There's BMI calculators that are out there that just take a healthy weight for somebody, compare it against their height, and, it gives you a It's kind of a crude metric, but for general populations, it's not all that bad. Like, realistically, if I run my numbers, I fall into the overweight category. Now, I train 7 days a week. I go for a run 7 days a week. I do resistance training. actually 7 days a week now by employing calisthenics. So yes, okay, it's not very fair to lump me in the same category as some, couch warrior. It's an imperfect model, but I also understand that a very, 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 very small subsection of people train as hard as I do. Muscle weighs more than fat, all that stuff as well. I still wear medium clothes anyway, so I know that I'm a healthy weight. I'm a healthy individual. So it's imperfect, and I do understand that, but the general population, they're fucking lazy. Let's just call it exactly the way that it is. And okay, so 27.5% of women as of 2018 and revised to 2021 are overweight. So over a quarter of women are overweight. And then you can see another number right next to it. 41.9% of women are obese. So that's a 30 BMI or over. Ooh, not good at all. So what do we have so far? Oh, okay, so we have 68.69, nice, 0.4%. And then you have severely obese, which is just give up, preferably before your heart does, 11.5%. So what were we at? Oh, okay, cool. So we were at 69.4%. So to throw that all together, you're just a box hair under 80% of women out here. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting find? And then yes, everything that's in the brackets is your margin of error that's right there. So they decided to go on the low end of that stuff, take out the 5% that's right there, and then you end up at what? Oh, just about 74%. Oh, so that's the number that's down there. The facts of the matter is, these bitches are fat out here. I think the average weight of a woman in America right now is 170 pounds. And you can it's actually even weirder than that, okay? Because, we're back here at the CDC, and it's so wild. It's so wild. They'll break it down by race, but they won't break it down by gender, which I find incredibly weird. They have gender that's not, but obviously that's sex. Gender is made up by some butcher from Winnipeg, James Moody. You can go, see his story. Actually, on my channel, I got a video on him. He's a monster of an individual who created that commie term anyways, but they don't have it broken down by that, but these are up to date using end of September statistics from 2022, and they actually have it broken down so across states and territories. So obesity and severely obese, they're just like don't even bother about it, but anything 30 and above for a BMI, it's wild. But reported obesity among United States adults by state and territory, it's not good. It's not good at all. Apparently, DC, the District of Columbia identifies as just, only being slightly overweight. But you take a look at the Midwest and the Deep South, big fat people, as well as the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. It's like, oh, geez, I thought Puerto Rico was a paradise, at least a tax paradise. Not so much when it comes to fat people, but the way that they have it broken down by race, it's like, okay, so Asians, very, very, very fit individuals, except for Mississippi, but that peaks out at 25 to 30%. That's wild. Okay, so and in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and South Dakota, not enough Asians even there to bother registering anything, but under 20%. God, man, maybe this is just my racism popping out in it for a second. You're telling me that there's no Asians in New Jersey? Come on, man. There's dry cleaning places that are down there. But I know it's like abroad. There's all of those passport bros that are out there. It's like, oh, just moved to Asia, bro. No offense. I know that there are beautiful Asian girls that are out there. They're just at the lowest of my totem pole. I just don't find your regular rank and file Asian attractive. But I also prefer, thin women over what we have in today's society. And I just might have to overcome it. But, I'm not going to become one of these passport bros because I don't think, women are shit and I just need to go bro. I know that there are some guys that are just like, no, I'm just going to go, live free. Those guys, they're totally fine. That's not what I'm worried about. It's those other guys that just flaunt it and it's like, you just get so better women that are over here, bro. It's like, well, you couldn't pull in the States anyway, so what the hell are you complaining about? But anyways, another sidetrack for another time. But then, you take a look at whites that are out there. The only ones that look like they're living well are in Hawaii, Guam, and Colorado, and DC again. Like, what are we doing out here? The rest of them, big fat people, apparently. But self-reported obesity rates among whites that are out there. Spoiler, it's probably a little bit worse than that, but it gets funnier. So we got Hispanics. Oh, that's where things start to get driven down, vociferously. But we're about to get the big racism by pulling some facts here for a second. So now we have a quarter of my people, the natives, the Indians. Okay, not a good look. Okay, now we're getting into the, especially in the highly residential states in North Dakota, Arizona, Pennsylvania. It's not good. Montana, so yeah, the Dakotas. It's a tough time that's out there. And then I know when you bring up black populations and statistics, it never looks good. So might as well just rip the Band-Aid off. You go ahead and you look at it yourself. But yeah, like DC for the most part, like that's the one that pops off the page the most. For the most part, it's either been the checkerboarded green or the green itself. But this time around, you're rocking, regular red. That's 35 to 40%. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all whatsoever. So yeah, like I said, I seen that stat that was right there and it's like, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. But everybody losing their mind because guys, and for the most part, society does not want to be honest with women. At most, you might end up laughing at these big fat chicks. Like, take a look at this ham planet waddling through first class. And you know what? Hey, man, the world is honestly, it's a discrimination that they can't build wider aisles in airplanes in 2023. You would be wondering, because, this is right in the middle of this video that's right here, and I can't believe that, like, that's a big-ass plane. That's a big-ass individual with... man, is she smuggling pillows in that triple 5X sweater as well? Like, what are you doing? Stop being poor, okay? And then maybe you could just, stop earlier. But what the... take a look at that to begin with. That's just a sad state of affairs. That's like a... Oh, my... Okay, like, I would be completely wrong if I was to guess, like, hip measurements. I would just say width... Like, I got pretty wide shoulders, but I don't have to go sideways through anywhere, okay? I'm pretty much fine wherever I go, but she's got to turn sideways. And don't worry, it gets worse because she's out there posing. She's out there posing in lingerie, which also, it lets me know that simps are out there putting this girl on. 100%. Simps support that lifestyle. And trust me, she needs quite a bit of support. The reason that these ad campaigns continue to happen is because when men lie, women buy. It's 1,000% true. And that's why I just can't get on the same page with the tradcons that are out there that just say, men just need to be better men and then women will fly right. Who controls the sexual marketplace? Who controls the sexual marketplace? Who controls access to sex? There's the initial question. Well, that would be women. So women get to dictate the terms for the general population who gets to fuck. And guess what? If she's out there saying that she's beautiful and she's wonderful and you have every single multinational corporation going, yes, you are, girl, love your curves, and don't worry, if you're not being accepted, that just means that all of those bigoted men that are out there, they just don't know what's beautiful because they're 74%, and, well, for her it's probably 180%, are just bigots and discriminatory, and we just need to retrain all of those men to be attracted to you. Or should I say use? If she wasn't getting any male attention, well, guess what? She would make some changes. But obviously, she does. Obviously, she gets validation, because if that wasn't the case, woman's constant need for validation would force her to change. A plus-sized woman is arguing that airlines should make plane aisles wider to accommodate larger passengers, calling the current layout discrimination. Plus-sized TikToker is arguing that airlines should make plane aisles wider to accommodate larger passengers, calling the current layout discrimination. A woman who posts on the platform as Big Curvy Olivia, which, yeah, guys are still going to hit 100%, man, because simps are thirsty out there with that mindset. She got ass, though. She got ass with like 25 S's at the end of that, though. Shared a video this week showing herself struggling to traverse a United Airlines plane flight, having to turn sideways as she walked past the rows of seats. Honestly, it's discrimination that they could show that they could build wider aisles in airplanes in 2023. Yeah, I don't know if you know anything about the aviation business, which obviously you probably don't, because what's that old saying about pigs and when they fly? Anyways, an airline company puts as many seats as they think that they can get away with in order to maximize profits. So if your gigantic ass can't fit on there, well, they'll start offering a cargo option where you can start flying in steerage. The clip has been viewed 700,000 times, which, oh my God. People have since commented, that's why I fly business or first class. I'm not as big. I'm not but I'm not small. Everyone is happy, and I get peace, one user confessed. Yeah, like, okay, I've flown a couple of times. Not as much recently, mostly because stupid government stuff. But I'm 6.5 feet tall. Like, I'm a large individual, like it or not, even though I have, yes, slimmed down quite considerably since the age of 16, but in coach, I'm not quite accommodated for my long legs. Sucks to suck, I guess, but hey man, as a straight white man, I'm not allowed to, nor would I complain on the internet in order to get the same type of reaction, because guess what? You cannot criticize women today. You can go ahead and you can view the picture at your own peril. You can drop all the comments that you want, but guess what? Guys are still going to simp. Guys are still going to say, that's why I fly business or first class. Look, I'm a really big guy and I don't fit in things either, but I like to accommodate and accept it for myself, another declared. What do I think? Simping is the cause of all of the world's problems in this day and age. That's 1000% what's up. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.